I spent a good number of my early years in Benue State, particularly with my grandmother. I was born into a polygamous home, and ordinarily in the African context, you know what it is to be in a polygamous home. You wake up every day to face a lot of challenges, unnecessary enmity and jealousy and all that. A couple of times, I think like twice or so, I had been poisoned, okay? But to God be the glory, I'm still alive today. I survived all those ordeals. I stayed focused. The most difficult times in my life, I entered Madonna as a pre-degree student, and it would interest you to know that I came out as the second best, during our pre-degree days. But unfortunately, it didn't work out as planned. My dad had some misfortune, and I had to withdraw voluntarily from Madonna University. So for the 3 years that I was at home, I wrote so many poems just to express how I really felt within me. And interestingly, I also worked as a security guard in Lagos State because I needed to raise money to go back to school again. So I did that until I secured another admission to study biochemistry in Federal University of Technology, And that was how I quit being a guard in Lagos State. I felt like the world was ending, seeing my classmates, some that ordinarily I was, guiding them through our early days in school then. Going forward, yeah, I was happy for them, but in a way, I was also wishing that God would answer my prayers so I could get my feet back on track. And to God be the glory. Today, I'm also a graduate. As a young Nigerian, as an African, I have seen that good leadership or good governance is something that Africa as a continent is in dire need of. And then we keep blaming our leaders, we keep blaming our politicians that, yes, they are not doing well. But as youths and partners in progress for the attainment of a better society, I sat down and then I asked myself, okay, Omaga Daniel, in what way are you also going to contribute to national development, even at this age? We should not always have this mentality of getting everything done for us by the government or the people in power. What are we also doing to help people that are below us and to also help the government achieve set priorities? Upon the completion of my NYC, I thought of what next to do. I'm this kind of person that I like where I would function, touch lives directly. I don't like being limited by my environment or the things I do. So when the idea came up, I had financial challenges trying to get it registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission and all that. But what I did within that period was to sit down, draft the vision statement, mission, aims and objectives, the core values of the organizations, what I really want to be doing. And then with time, I started mopping up resources, and I was able to get it incorporated officially. The best way to even serve God is to serve humanity, and it doesn't mean that you must be a medical doctor, okay, before you could actually save lives and all that. Provided the passion is there, and then God provides the platforms for you to carry out these tasks, you do them genuinely. And even without becoming a medical doctor, with my experience in biochemistry and other things that I do, I know that in one way or the other, I'm also affecting the lives of others positively, which is what gives me joy as a person. When we have programs to carry out, we try to also reach out to other non-governmental organizations that have the same aspiration and vision as we do. So far, we've been able to secure sponsorship from 2 foreign organizations In 2016, we got sponsorship from the Ford Foundation, United States of America. With that, we were able to organize the first ever Youth Leadership Conference here in Kefi, Nasarawa State, where we brought together over 500 Nasarawa State youths, and we talked to them about personal leadership and community development. Then, looking at the volatile nature of the peace in the country, we conceptualized a program which we call the Diversity for Peace and Development Project, and then we came up with our proposals, sent it across also to Niwano Peace Foundation in Japan, and as at October 2017, we got support from them, and then we are carrying out the project as we speak right now. And I want to tell you that one of the major challenges we are facing right now in our country and in Africa, although it is changing in some parts of the African continent, but particularly in Nigeria, our youths have failed to travel back the annals of history. They have failed to realize that Nigeria gained independence not because of the efforts of people that were in their 50s or 60s, but young people. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Tafawa Balewa, all of them, they were young men then. You can imagine at 30-something, we are still battling to graduate from the university and all that. We keep waiting for what the family will give to us, what the government will give to us. So I think the advice I have for Nigerian youth out there is, this is not a time for us to keep antagonizing. We have come of age, and for us to take part, for us to take charge, we must be allowed to take part. So instead of antagonizing the government every time, I think we should also bring our heads together, put our hands on deck, channel our moral rectitude and tactical intelligence, and then see how we can also organize and then support the government to achieve its policies.
Become one of us by clicking the subscribe button or follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook for more interesting stories.